guys, good morning. This is Jonathan with One Big Impact. This is the 7-day challenge. This is day 2. So I commend you for all getting out there and getting active or worrying about your weight loss goals. And something I wanted to do with this challenge is get outdoors, kind of the places that I like to go. So some of you may notice this is not my neighborhood and I don't want to get kicked out, but this is the neighborhood across the street. It's a little bit nicer than mine. And I go running here a lot. They have a track. There's actually a lot of people here right now, which is kind of making me nervous, but that's okay. Number one, the first thing that I wanted to cover 3 tips and then some honorable mentions today. The first thing is, if you're going to quote splurge, not really that I want you to, but if you're going to reach for a panic food or anything, especially in the induction phase, the first part, I want you to reach for proteins or fats like chicken, cheese, fish, avocados, things like that. And the reason I want you to do that is because if you eat a donut or a candy bar or something like that and you buckle under the pressure, unfortunately that takes away not only weeks of work, but definitely 3 days of ketosis to be able to get back into that ketogenic state. So you're basically backpedaling against what you were working so hard towards. The next thing that I want to cover is if you're new to this and you've accepted the challenge, Nikki, I wanted to mention you because you said the other day that Jonathan likes to keep it simple and stuff like that, and I do. For members that are new, if you actually don't have a good grasp on what you're doing, or you haven't been doing a keto or paleo or whatever you're following for a while, then I think you should keep it simple until you figure out what the core benefits and what the foods consist of as far as changing your lifestyle like this. The important thing is that you understand that this is not just a diet, it is a lifestyle change, and I want you to keep it simple so that you understand exactly what it takes to be able to do this. So another thing is, I hear this a lot. People think, and I come across people that do like the low carb lifestyle, and there's people that don't. And trust me, there's angry people on one side, angry people on the other side, and I don't think it's about anger or anything. But the fact of the matter is that you don't need carbs. Many people are like, I'm not giving up carbs, and that's okay, that's perfectly fine. I'm not judging you or whatever, but I want you to stop saying that you need carbs because your body really doesn't. And if you're overweight or you're having a problem with things, that's fine, and if you're happy overweight, that's perfectly fine. I think this site and these challenges and my way of life is actually trying to get your weight down to more healthful variations, as far as maybe not exactly a BMI, what you're scheduled or regulated for, but something that makes you happier and more fulfilled. Number 3 is actually going to be give up something bad for something good. And what I mean by saying that is, I'm not saying completely give up the things you love for things you don't love. What I'm saying is, take your lifestyle. Say you get off work at 5 and at 6 o'clock every single day you watch your favorite TV show. And that's cool, that's awesome. I'm happy that you do that. I personally don't watch TV, but that's irrelevant. If you do that, maybe get a gym membership or a stationary bike, or see if you can locate that. Most TV shows are available, if not the same day, a couple days later on YouTube Red, or some type of mobile device to where you can actually walk around and ride the stationary bike or do some type of exercise while you're actually watching your show. And I promise you, you're going to be heightened. If it's a funny show, you're going to feel more laughter and more excitement. If it's a very deep show and you want to be able to retain more, you're going to be able to do that off of exercising while you're doing it. You'll be able to retain more information and you'll have a good time doing it. Plus you get the added health benefits of doing something like this while you're actually doing also something that you enjoy. So that's cool. That's number 3. Give up something good or something bad for something good, but you're actually just kind of doing a nice little trade-off, which is cool. So a couple side tips that I wanted to, these aren't part of the 3, but I wanted to cover these things because I feel that they're important, not only for this challenge, but also Atkins, low carb, any type of lifestyle that you're doing. Don't eat sugar alcohols and in the induction phase. And the reason I say that is because your body needs to be able to find out if you have a problem with eating sugar alcohols, if your body responds good, bad, not good, whatever. So make sure that you try to stay away from those, eat whole foods. Once you figure out your balance later on, it's perfectly fine to incorporate those back in, and that's acceptable. But in the beginning, try not to do so. The next thing I want to talk about is if you're doing coffee in the morning, which many of us are, including myself. If you're doing coffee, use heavy whipping cream. Get rid of the flavored creamers and anything with sugar alcohols or anything added or whatever, because honestly, incorporate that later when you're doing your carb threshold, because the Atkins diet is actually not part of the induction phase. The induction phase is just like kick-starting your weight loss, and not really weight loss. Weight loss is like a side effect of what it's actually doing to your body, and we're just the lucky beneficiaries of the weight loss. So the next thing I wanted to cover is to be, am I still recording? Yes, hopefully. Sorry, I can't see because the sun's like blinding me, but it's probably really good for the lighting. Anyway, the next thing is be ready with your meals. And why I say that is because you're gonna go to work, and I'm struggling to get back to my house right now because I gotta totally make sure my meals are ready for work today. If you're at work, you're gonna have a buddy, he's like, hey, let's go to so-and-so for lunch, and you're like, no, I brought my meals, and then you're like, oh, I didn't bring my meals. I guess one day is okay. It's not, it's totally not okay. So you wanna make sure that you actually always have your meals, and you're gonna get in yourself a position. If you don't have a meal with you, it's a lot easier to screw up rather than if somebody says, let's go to lunch, and you just randomly start eating your meal because you're full and you're not making a decision hastily based on hunger or the feeling of hunger or something like that. So always be ready with your meals, because life happens. Trust me, life happens. If you're the type of person that has like a chaotic, crazy life, keep a couple shakes in your trunk. And I'm not saying necessarily in the induction phase, but keep a couple things nearby that you could, or know your go-to foods that you could stop by store real quick and get them. The other thing is focus on also emotional health, as well as sleep, relaxation, and stuff like that. And I don't know about other places of the world, but I know us as Americans have a huge problem with relaxation and making time for ourselves and stuff like that. And I think the core thing is, I have a lot of mothers out there, stay-at-home moms. If you're taking care of your whole family, you're taking care of the hubby, I said hubby, that was weird. If you're taking care of the husband, or you're taking care of the kids, or everything in the house or whatever, you get stressed out, and you have to remember, take an hour out of each day. You have 24 of them. So take 1 or a half hour, 10 minutes, just to do you. I don't care if it's listening to like soft music, or take a bath, or go get a massage, or whatever it takes to worry about yourself, because your body's not going to respond well if it's constantly stressed out. If it's to go watch a movie throughout the day, do that. I don't care. If you get behind on laundry, guess what? You got tomorrow, you can do the laundry. So remember, not everything is extremely important, but what is important is taking care of you. So you are number one, and without you, nobody else is going to thrive in your family, your husband, your family, your kids, your mom, your dad, everybody. If you take care of yourself first, which is most important, then you're going to have much better benefits with not only weight loss, but an overall better health and wellness of life. You guys, this is day 2. It's actually my day 1 because I'm starting. So you'll be seeing this video tomorrow, which today is actually the day 1. So I weighed in today at 208.2. And I also want to ask each and every one of you, if you are starting the challenge, please send me a private message just with the number 1 in it. And I just want to keep track of who's doing it and who's not doing it, so that I can kind of get an idea on who I need to be able to focus on, and as well as, you know, just making sure everybody's doing okay. If you have questions and you're scared to post them, which you shouldn't be, because none of us are judging you on the group, please feel free to send me a private message, and that's perfectly fine. I'll respond in the most timely manner as I can. You guys, if you're new to this, if this is the first time you're watching my channel, please go to our Facebook group, and it's called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. We have tons of great members on there. It's a huge support team. We just hit 400 members, so I'm super excited about that, and which is really cool. This is probably the coolest little family that ever I've created. I know you're watching, so Mom, I love you, and you watch all of my videos like a creeper. She's like, what are you doing in there? What are you doing? I love you, Mom. Thanks for all the support, and that's awesome. I love my kids. I love the group, and everybody. I'm rooting for you, and don't ever get down on yourself, because there's going to be times you do, and that's what the group's for. Also, go check us out on our blog. I'll put that in the description below. We also have a new Facebook group. It's called World Travelers. For those of you that are aspiring to, with your new body, be able to travel the world and not have to pay for 2 seats. I had to pay for 2 seats one time. That was literally like the worst experience of my life. That sucked. But now I can get on roller coasters and stuff like that. I'm down from 341 to about 200, 208, whatever you want to call it. But I expect not only for you to be able to do amazing things with your life, but I'm encouraging you to and set goals, smash those goals, and have a beautiful day. Day 2, guys. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Be stronger than your excuses, and remember to spread love, not hate. Peace. Come on. How's this freaking work? Walmart. Shit. Come on. The button. Oh yeah.